What's up, everybody? Back here with another Warframe tutorial. And for you veterans and new tunnels alike, I'm going to show you how to farm for Argon crystals. So stay tuned. That being said, let's get to it. Now I'm using Mirage. You can use any Warframe that you want. The best place I found to farm my Argon crystals, not saying that it's going to get it every single time, but you will end up getting some if you keep playing it. It's in the void and it's Strybog. If you do that node on the void, you'll most likely end up getting Argon crystal. This is the best method I found to work. So in a moment here, we're gonna have to find some caches. So what happens is you find the Argon crystals through beating the enemies, but you can also find it through the pickups of some of these containers. And also you might end up getting lucky, and if you find the caches, like I'm going to attempt to do in this video, you'll be able to find, maybe they'll have Argon crystals on there as well. So these containers here are the ones that you want to destroy, and look for the caches. Really take your time and look for the caches. More caches you have, the better chance that you might get an Argon crystal. What you want to start doing is you want to start looking away from, in the beginning, look away from the target area. As you can see, the target area is yellow. What you want to do is you want to look away from the target area, see if you can find any, and then go towards it. Because I found that the more you go towards it, sometimes you'll find what you're looking for. I think I've been in here already. Yeah, it's just an elevator. But mind my voice. I'm a little sick. But I'm trying to push out some more content. It's been a while since I did a video, but I'm gonna try to push on some content now. And like I said, I mean, use whatever Warframe you want to. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I just specifically used Mirage here with the Cyno similar. I mean, I just find it to be easier. I mean, you can use whatever you want and whatever kind of build you want too. It doesn't have to, you know, specifically be this build, or even be using, you know, Mirage and the Cyno similar at the same time. Like, you don't have to, but we're gonna try to find the caches. This will be a good opportunity for people to start learning how to find them too, you know, like on where I mean, veterans would probably know where all of them are. I tend to find them kind of quickly. I love sabotage missions, so I tend to try to find them as quickly as I possibly can. But like I said, I do in fact like them. So this, usually some of them are hair, but on this particular one they weren't. Some of the cases, sometimes they show up, you know, they show up over here sometimes. Depends. Alright, so let's go towards it, because I haven't found one yet. And I don't want to look like a liar. I do, in fact, find them pretty quickly. Or at least I tend to try to find them quickly. Now, if you don't know what the caches are, if you're new to the game, I'll show you one as soon as I find one. I'll show you what they look like. And they emit a sound, a kind of almost like kind of like a, oh, here we go, here's one. Let me be quiet. Okay, so they let out that sound, and you know, you'll find the first cache. I mean, these are the kind of hiding spots that I like to do underneath here, like look underneath here. You know, this is like kind of like the similar spots that they like to hide the stuff. And also, if you have your carrier prime with you, probably would be a good bet, so you don't have to. Sometimes they hide them in here too, like right here. But like I said, take your carrier prime, or carrier if you have them with the vacuum mod on there, and just take that, because this way you don't have to waste time, and you know, the carrier will pick up all the goodies for you, so you don't have to waste time and trying to pick them up and what have you. Alright. Alright, let's see here. We'll go here. Okay, let me see. I think this is the way we came. And when you're trying to find, yeah, that's the way we came. When you're trying to find the caches, you might want to crank up your volume, because you can hear the caches emitting that sound, and you'll be able to hear it sometimes when you're going through an area and it has a cache on there. You'll be able to emit and hear it, you know, it'll emit the sound that you heard before. Sometimes in here as well, look up there, because sometimes they have an opening up there that you could get through. I always check everything. You want to scan this. Like I said, I always double check everything. You know, just to. All right, this is the spot right here where you're gonna need to do the generators. But let's try to that's the sabotage completed. Let's try to find the rest of the caches, huh? Like I said, this game is funner than fun. I mean, I have a good time with this game. Let's try to find these caches before we go there. Let's see, sometimes they hide them here, and you know, sometimes they hide them in plain sight. Sometimes you have to do the objective, to be honest with you, and in order for you to find them, sometimes. Sometimes you don't, sometimes you do, you know. Depends. Alright, we already checked in here. Alright, came through here. I believe. Yep. Alright, let's go back a little bit. Oh, like I said, when you're running through this whole when you're running through this whole area, sometimes the enemies will drop Argon crystals. Now you may not see it all the time because, like I said, you're playing through the game and your carrier's picking up stuff. That's why it's a good idea to grab a carrier. You know, to have a carrier with you. Because you know, it'll just grab the stuff that you're really just running through and killing everything, and then, you know, you forget to grab the stuff or whatever, but it picks up energy for you, it picks up everything. So it's a good idea to have one of those. You can pick it up on the market. Obviously the prime one, you have to get the prime parts for it, but you could pick it up in the market and it'll be, I think it's 100,000 credits to get one a carrier blueprint. So it's well worth it. That definitely is well worth it. Like I said, we only found that one right now. Sometimes you have to do... Sometimes you have to do the mission first, and then sometimes it'll show up. I mean, if you don't find all the caches, don't be disappointed, you know? Like I said, if you don't find them all, then don't worry about it. It's no big deal. Like I said, it's no big deal, you know? Sometimes check underneath here. Sometimes they have them underneath the stairwells. You gotta check up. You gotta always check up, because sometimes they have them up on the top, you know? This one didn't have it. That doesn't mean, you know, doesn't mean that this way doesn't have it. You know what I mean? So you gotta just be able to check everything. You just want to check everything, that's all. You don't want to leave something behind. You don't want to leave a cache behind, you know? If you have the... If you can get the cache, then you shouldn't leave it behind. But sometimes it's hard because some of them, they hide really good. You know, it's not always going to be as easy as finding them. Sometimes it's going to be harder than most. So, like I said, don't get discouraged if you can't find it. Here goes another one. See? But don't be discouraged if you can't find any of them, you know?
My readings indicate one more.
But with that being said, I'm gonna go to part 2. Okay guys, see you in part 2.